Hey, 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 are you focusing like a leader today or are you focusing like a follower today? I'm Jennifer Seifert, host of Receptive Radio, your tuning station, and thank you for tuning in. Whether you're live or watching the replay, let me know in the comments. And I'm going to ask you right away if you can like, subscribe to this YouTube channel and make some comments in the post. I can chat with you while we're going live. Somebody's already commenting. Teresa's here. Awesome. And so today I'm focusing on focusing like a leader or a follower. And the way you focus can determine what type of person, like who you are, how you're operating, what mode you're in. And I've been really focusing lately on creating a new offering for you. And it's coming and I'm getting very close to launching it, but I'm going to keep it a little secret for a bit longer. In the meantime, I'm diving deep into focus in the last few episodes of Receptive Radio. Why? Because it gets stuff done. And I know the leader in you, the CEO in you, the visionary in you has some amazing projects that you have been wanting to complete. And some of them have been started for a long time. And now there's a lot of energy right now to finish it. And Merlin also is here, my trusted assistant of Receptive Radio. He always tunes in right at 12:30 and sits on my lap to be here with us. So thank you, Merlin. Okay, he's gone now that I've given him his accolades. So what's the most common problem around focus that you're having? I'm just going to the comments. And because you say you're busy, but still you're not getting anything done. Your calendar's full, but that project, that book launch, that project that you have still does not get the results that you have been aiming for. And I have been going deep into this in the last few weeks, downloading a new course, a new offering to offer you around focus. And what I've been finding, what I was downloading yesterday was you're not actually operating like the CEO if you're doing all of these busy making things. You're operating like the executive assistant to the CEO. And so who do you really want to be in your business? Do you want to be the CEO who's strong, self-motivated, self-directed, but also very good at leading yourself to know that you are creating busy work for yourself, or you're doing busy work to not focus on that main thing that's going to bring revenue and income into your business, into your world. Why is this so important? Because you forget, you stop noticing that you are falling back into an old pattern of distraction. And you're also at the edges of your growth. So when you have a big project like a book, a signature talk that you're working on, or a keynote, maybe you're creating a membership program or a launch offering, something, maybe even a summit. And I'm doing all of these things, by the way. So I know exactly what it feels like and what I'm talking about here, because I get the same thing that you do. As you get closer and closer to this edge of growth, that's an expansion edge, it gets uncomfortable. And that's when our distractions start to kick in. They start to take us away from our focus because we're about to break through a barrier we've never broken through before. We're about to expand to a whole new level of success, accomplishment, and even awareness. You're going to see in a whole new way. I did a summit, not a summit. It was like a mini summit. Last Earth Day, I did a 6-hour streamathon on YouTube. And you can go into the replays and see it. It's there, the whole 6 hours. It's in the playlists. And I invited 8 guests, and I had even clients come on. And I did it finally after 3 years of saying I wanted to do it. I did it finally after 3 years of saying I wanted to do it. And he's the epitome of somebody who's trying to distract you as you're expanding, okay? So I just ignore him. You can giggle and laugh if you want, but so as you're on the edge of expansion, what I noticed in this Earth Day Summit is when I finally said, I'm doing it, okay? I'm not going to put it off for another year, because it was January and I was mentioning, oh, I'm going to do this Earth Day Summit. And then February came, I still hadn't I hadn't even done anything for it yet. But then March came and I was like, okay, I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do it. And so I mustered up the energy and focus. I got all of the attention together and I created something. I created a 6-hour live stream on YouTube with 8 guests, minimum 8 guests. And I had a couple of them come on at the same time. And what I noticed while I was doing this, because I had to stay focused, I committed to doing something live. I put it on the calendar. I had to make it happen. While I was doing it, I noticed myself expanding. I felt an interior expansion start to open up inside of me. And it started to grow while I was in the whole process of it. And that gave me this new awareness that I am capable of doing things that I set my mind on, of focusing my attention into something that is growing me. And I know that you can too. But here's the thing, when we get close to those growth edges, it becomes really uncomfortable. And I've done this too. I'm an ex-smoker. And when I get to that growth edge and when I get feeling excited, what do I want to do? I want to have a smoke and take myself out of that feeling of I find a way to make myself feel worse. So what do you do? What do you do? You have to pay attention to where you are on your growth edge and what you do to get yourself out of that distraction. Like what you do to get yourself out of growing. You distract yourself from it. And then you start doing things like making busy work for yourself. You don't stay focused on the goal. It takes a high level of commitment, and it also takes having other people pointing out your blind spots for you, having other people notice where you're giving up on yourself. If you've ever seen that meme and that person is digging for the gold and right through the edge, they're almost there, they turn around and give up. It's kind of like that as you're getting to this growth edge. And why am I doing this? Why am I saying this? Because you have an energetic field around you that can expand, okay? So you are coming up against it. You are literally growing bigger and you are coming up against it and you feel like you can expand. And your expansion. And you finish something, you completed something, you move to the next level. It's kind of like playing a video game when you go through the gate and you hit the gold coins or whatever it is. So I see there's lots of comments in here. Thank you so much. I will reply and come back to them later. And feel free to subscribe and like to this YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook in the Receptive Radio Facebook group, please put some comments in there. I'll come back to you later. And so I want to just get back to focus and distraction. and expansion, because it's all connected. And I want you to think about this big project that you have right now, that you know you're going to expand if you complete that project. Whatever it is. Maybe it's a piece of art. Maybe it's a book that you're writing. Maybe it's a short story. Maybe it's a summit that you speak at. Maybe it's an in-person gig. Maybe it's an event that you create and you host and you bring other people to it. Something that is expansion level for you. And I know that you have this. It can even be a sales offer that you have, or a membership that you've created, or it can even be going out networking, like starting to put yourself out there, be seen, be visible somehow. What are the ways? I want you to pay attention. Here's the practice for the week, because it's all about noticing. And there's different layers of noticing, as my client and I got deeper into this morning. There's different layers of noticing. And so once you go through an expansion and you complete something, you actually see differently. It's like a layer or a film comes off of your eyes and you can see differently. You couldn't see that way until you actually moved through this threshold of expansion. And so you see differently and you see in a new way. And you also can see how you can have the compare and the contrast as well. So take that project, and I want you to just practice noticing yourself this week. Every time you're working on it and you're getting close to finishing one of the steps in it. So like yesterday, I was recording audios and videos for this course offering I'm creating around focus. And I could have taken a break. And had my lunch, but I wasn't hungry. And I only had like 10 or 15 minutes left. And so instead of like quitting right before I was done, I just pushed through and finished it to completion. And then I was able to relax, have my lunch, and be done with it. And then be ready for the next step of completion that I'm heading into in this project. So, because I could have just like, had lunch and then decided, I'm kind of tired, I want to have a nap. And then I would have never gotten back to finishing it. So set yourself up for success. But here's the thing. You don't need to fix anything. This is the good thing about noticing. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to watch yourself and be noticing how you behave. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I just want to give you a little bit about like what's noticing, what is watching yourself. It's kind of like having an owl in a tree right above your shoulder, just pretending that there's an owl right above you and it's watching you. And that owl is an aspect of you, and you're just watching yourself. You're watching, interesting. I'm doing that again. I'm going to go make another tea again, instead of finishing what I'm doing. But you can keep track, like on a sticky pad. You can just like jot down how many times you want to go to your phone and play with it. You just keep watching yourself. You're not trying to fix yourself. You're just trying to notice how many times you keep wanting to go to that thing as you get close to finishing whatever it is you're working on. And maybe you're really good and you can stay focused. Even the best of us can get thrown off track as we get into bigger and bigger things that will expand us even more. I became really good at finishing things when I worked in the accounting office, and I was known as the finisher because other people would get distracted or they couldn't finish their stuff. So they brought it to me and I would finish it. But that doesn't happen when you're your own entrepreneur. If you're the CEO and you're the leader of your business, and it's a huge project and it's the number one most important key project for your business right now, you're the one that has to make sure it finishes. No one's coming above you and telling you got to get it done. You don't have anybody to prove your worth to, like when you're an employee that, oh, I'm finishing this project, I'm doing it for the business. No, you're the business, you're the CEO, and you get caught up acting as the executive assistant. So one of the things that I'm moving this project that I'm moving forward with is I decided to bite the bullet, and I outsourced some of the sales page tech work, and it was nominal. And saying yes to that is bringing in waves of energy and openness for me to keep focusing on the most important parts of the project. So sometimes we need to do these types of things to stay in this leadership frequency that we're expanding into. You're expanding into a leader. You're no longer a follower anymore. You're no longer in employee frequency. If you came from an employee situation, now you're entrepreneur. You have to shift into a different gear, which means you have to notice and become aware of your patterns, of your defaults, of your go-tos, of your habits, and be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. And that's how I've come to know myself, is like, I know when I get really close to a growth edge that I will go to those old habits, or I will want to. And I just have to say, no, I know that it's my subconscious ego coming in to try and trip me up. I know it's the old program that's trying to come in, the subliminal messages of the societies like, no, you don't really want to do that. You don't really want to be who you know you are. Those old stories that keep you in follower mode. No, you're a leader. You know you are. That's why you stepped into entrepreneurship. That's why you're the boss. And so now you just are choosing to stay in the focus of being the leader and noticing how you distract yourself from that focus as the leader of your organization. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to just ask you one more time, if you're watching the replay, to put any comments in there and let me know you're watching the replay. I'd love for you to join Receptive Radio. It's my private Facebook group on Facebook, and it's filled with leaders like you, conscious entrepreneurs, visionaries, heart open, heart-centered leaders who are all coming together to create world change and make a big impact and bring in the new way of doing things, self-leadership, self-care, community, all of those things that build a better world for us. So I invite you to join Receptive Radio. I'll put the link in the comments, or it's already in the description. And there's a focus frequency quest game in there. And it's this 1-minute game to help you really notice how you get distracted from your projects, the things that will expand you. And it's like super simple. It's pinned in the top of the Facebook group. So if you're feeling like, I want to know why I'm getting distracted from this, go in there and play one of those games. It takes 1 minute, and it just opens up a way of seeing that maybe you're not already looking at. So thank you so much for watching and staying tuned and coming and supporting me. I'm really grateful for this community and everything that it expands me into. Have a beautiful day.